Hello everyone, my name is Ripley and today we're working on the second floor of the Resident Evil police station that we're working on. We're also doing the library today, which I know I said that I was gonna put the library in with the third floor, but since this took me a lot quicker than I thought, like the entire second floor with the library only took me about 4 hours, which was a lot quicker than I thought. I was counting on it taking like 6 hours like the first floor did. But then looking back, I guess it makes sense that this took a little bit of shorter time because we don't have, although it's like the same scale, we don't have as many rooms on this floor, so it did allow me to breeze through it a little bit quicker. We have more of this like dead space on the second floor, which gave me the time to include the library in this build. Then for next time we only have the third floor and the clock tower. I think I'm also gonna go around and look a little bit more on the exterior, like working on like the roof areas and that kind of stuff in the next video. But then we're done. Then we're like completely done, which is exciting. Then we also have like the more like in-depth tour in the end that we're also gonna do. But otherwise we are almost completely done, and this is such a huge build. So I didn't think we were gonna be done so quickly. I almost like thought that maybe we would need to like, especially with the first floor, I thought that maybe that would have turned into 2 videos, but I didn't manage to cram it into one, but I didn't really have to cram it. I think that it ended up being quite showing everything I wanted to without having to cut out too much. Same with the first video, or the first floor video, I did cut out me doing the hallways in this one as well. I didn't think that was too important to show, I guess, and it's also the kind of like, the hallways don't really have much in them and it's a lot of like repeat stuff. So the hallways will be included in the more like in-depth tour, but for like these videos they had to get cut out because I had so much other stuff that I wanted to show. Like I think that the rooms are a little bit more important to show than the hallways, so I opted to show the rooms rather than the hallways. And then like I said, the hallways will be included in the more in-depth tour. And something else I also wanted to mention is, because I have been mentioning it in every single video I think, this is about 840,000 now, which means that we added about 300k simoleons to the, with adding like second floor and the library, we added another 300k onto the build. And so 840,000, which means that we are getting really close to 1 million, which I'm super excited about. Like, I didn't really care at first, like it was never a goal to get this to 1 million, but now that we're getting really close to it, I really want to hit it. And I think that we really will do that with adding like the third floor and adding the clock tower and the roof and that kind of stuff. I really think that we're gonna hit like 1 million, and I'm really like aiming to hit 1 million, so even if we don't, I might just add in some few stuff here and there, like add some extra boxes just to hit 1 million, because I'm getting like stupidly excited to hit 1 million. And when this is done, of course, this video will be up on my gallery. My gallery ID is RiipleyYT, there's Ripley with 2 eyes and the YT at the end. Probably by the end of next week this build will be up. But I do have to warn you that this, well, first of all, this has like every single pack in it, just because it's just a huge build. Like it's on a 64 by 64, and it takes up like the entire space. It's such a big build with like 3 floors, plus like we have a little basement area. I didn't really do any basement in this build. We only have like the room that's underneath the entrance, but otherwise the basement doesn't exist because it is already a huge build. With a lot of items in it, so I didn't really wanna limit myself with packs. I wanted to use all the stuff that we had in the game. Had this been like a smaller recreation, then I could have considered like leaving some packs out, but just because, like I said, it's a huge build, I didn't want to limit myself in that way. And I was saying that this has a lot of stuff in it, like a lot of stuff. So I would recommend this if you have like a laptop to like download it, because this will require a lot of power, I think. Oh well, I have like a middle of the line computer, so if you have like a middle of the line computer, this will definitely work fine. But if you have anything like lower than that, then your computer might struggle. Especially if you own like a laptop, like a regular laptop, it might also struggle with this build. But overall I'm really excited to get this out and to have you guys like get it and look at it. So the 3rd floor will be up next Sunday, and then the tour will probably be up. I don't know if it will be up on the Sunday after that. It might come up earlier, maybe on the Wednesday after. I haven't really planned that. Now, of course, with the wedding pack being delayed 1 week, I can't do like the wedding stuff next Wednesday, like now on Wednesday. So I'm probably gonna build something else. And then of course we have this build on Sunday, and then we have, I don't really know, the wedding pack being delayed a week really like messed up my schedule, but I think that it will come out in the near future. The tour will come out when it comes out. It might be a little bit later, but regardless, the build will still be up on my gallery once the 3rd floor video is uploaded. And then we're just gonna breeze through the stash office. I did struggle a little bit with the stash office just to like, I didn't really have a lot of like good angles or like good videos of the stash office, but I think I still managed to get it pretty accurate. And then like the same with the armory, like we have stuff in the Sims, or like we don't have all the stuff in the Sims that I would like to use for that kind of stuff. But overall I think that it looks pretty decent. Pretty good. And then we just did the linen room real quick, just like some laundry machines and some like stuff in there, not too much. It was just like a really like nice quick room to breeze through. And then we're coming out to this area where we have like the unicorn statue, and this area definitely leaves something to be desired. It's mainly because in Resident Evil, it's like platforms, and then it's kind of like steps that comes down just a little bit, but we can't really like raise down a platform on like a 2nd floor, and I wasn't gonna put the entire 2nd floor on a platform, so that room is just kind of flat, which it is quite empty in Resident Evil as well, but it looks even more empty in The Sims because we don't have that detail, so it definitely leaves something to be desired. And then we move over to the waiting room, which here as well, I had kind of the same problem with the stash office, that I didn't really have a good angle or a good video of this place, which means that this does change quite a bit, and I do cut out a lot of me working on this room because I do end up changing up a lot of stuff, so things might just randomly, and I might just start rearranging furniture that you haven't seen me place, because I have to like redo this room like 3 times to get it as accurate as possible. Well, at least I hope it's accurate, because I used a lot of different like videos and stuff. And this room also has like a bay window, which is kind of like random in a way, I think, because the bay window, I don't think you can see it from the outside, at least not when I did the exterior. And then I just feel like it's in a weird place. I did put it in because it is in here in like the room, but I just thought it was really weird to have a bay window right there. Like I said, now as well, I am rearranging some of the furniture. I cut out quite a bit. We got some decorations on the walls and that kind of stuff. There's a vending machine in here. This room was a little bit tricky to do, but I think that overall I got it to look pretty good. Then later on we're gonna do like the art room as well. The 2nd floor, it was kind of tricky to do, even though I think that I breezed through it quite quickly anyways, which is nice, but it's kind of like, which also tells me that if it hadn't been so tricky to find like good like screenshots and stuff, it would have taken me a lot quicker to do, like it wouldn't even taken me like 4 hours. And now we're just doing the art room, which is mainly just like a storage room, and then we have that like statue in here, but just kind of like doing a lot of boxes in here, a lot of clutter, not too much other stuff, just like a lot of boxes, a lot of like, we have some like vases and some like statues in here, but overall it's mainly just like storage. And in here we also have that kind of like severed hand, like the statue hand in Resident Evil, and I did end up using the hand we got from Paranormal to like replace that. I could also have used like the wooden hand, like the art one, but I couldn't find it, and I thought that the paranormal one looked kind of cool. So we do have that hand in there. So we did end up getting the hand in there. At first I thought that, well, we don't really have a severed hand in The Sims. But I was like, oh yeah, we do have the wooden one. And then I also found, like I said, this paranormal one, which I ended up going with. But then again, it's just a lot of boxes in here. It's not too much. There are some like statues like I'm placing now. But overall, this is pretty much this room done. Just adding some like paintings and stuff on the wall. Then I believe we're moving on to the chief's office. Behind the chief's office we also have this little like walkway where you go down to the elevator. So we have the elevator in here. Of course it doesn't go anywhere, but it is in here. The chief's office was really hard for me to do. Mainly just because of all the like taxidermied animals that they have in here, because we don't really have anything like that in The Sims. So trying to replace that was really tricky. I did end up using like, we had the toy horse, which is a replacement for like a deer in, and then we have some like other like cat statues and that kind of stuff. In Resident Evil it's mainly like deers and like wild animals, but we don't really have that kind of like a lot of like wild animal statues in The Sims, so it's mainly like cats. Which is like, I think you still get the idea of what it's supposed to be, but here's really like a place where I felt like the most limited. I think that this room is the most like inaccurate that I've done so far. But I still think that I got everything that I needed to be in here. Then also we had a little like walkway to this kind of like area in the back, which I didn't include, but we just have like a big like cat statue where it's supposed to be like a tiger. So it's kind of the same thing. And then we also have a coffee machine here, which was super tricky to place because coffee machines can only go on counters. And then I had to like resize the counter like with tool mode to make it smaller, and it didn't really like that. The game didn't like that at all. So it was really tricky to place it, and then it wasn't like, it was too high up, and I had to put like a box underneath the coffee machine to make it look, so it doesn't float, because I couldn't like lower it. So it was a little bit tricky to do. In here when I was doing this room as well, like I said, there's always something going on with the game and I'm building on this build, and this time I got like stuck on one point, like my camera would just like swirl around at one point. Luckily I could just save and restart the game and everything was fine, but it was like really like, I don't know what I did, I don't know what happened to make it do that, but at least I didn't lose anything this time, which was great. Working on this area again, this is mainly just like storage. I think like we have a lot of like bases, and like I used a lot from Jungle Adventure in here to like, I guess it's from like when the police station was like a museum and a lot of stuff is still left. This area also again, I mean, a little bit of a broken record, a little bit tricky to do. I couldn't really see in this like room that's behind the bars. I didn't really find like, although the bigger room is like fine, but behind the bars I couldn't really see what was supposed to be in there. So I don't think I forgot something, but I tried to do it as accurate as possible. Now we're doing the library, which is really fun. Again, broken record, didn't really have a good look at the library before later, so the library is gonna be a lot of like going back and forth, going up and down between the two floors, and like working on things upstairs and then going downstairs again and then going upstairs. Upstairs here is also supposed to be a door. I forgot to place it, so but I do place it later on, I just don't show it in the video. So I do know that it's supposed to be a door on that wall. It does get added in later on, so don't worry about that. This area as well upstairs, I will end up putting in the bridge over later on, and also like cutting the connection in the back, because where the stairs are, they're not supposed to be like a walkway over it. But this kind of like with the same like going a lot of back and forth, not really having a lot of good like shots before. I did end up finding one after I'd done like a lot of the library. I found a better source, so then we're gonna like redo everything. Well, not redo everything, because I do keep in all the stuff, but we like go more back and forth. Like we have these like desks here that are not supposed to be desks, they're gonna be replaced by like a bigger table. Up here we also have like two big paintings. I end up using this painting, which I think is perfect for this area, and then using tool mode to size this to like the correct size, because the sizing that we have in the game, because we can like resize things in the game just using some keys, but I think that they are really lacking. Like I would like to have like a step in between every resizing, because otherwise it gets too big too quickly. Of course I have the tool mod, so I don't really have to worry about that, but just something that I would think would be nice in the future. And then I also ended up bumping in these bookshelves into the wall because we had some dead space behind it. I did forget to paint the floor, but I do end up going in later and painting it. So I didn't forget it, I just forgot it in the moment, but then when I was editing this video I was like, I need to go in and paint the floor, so I did that. Then I was adding in some columns for some more like detailing, and now I'm realizing that this is supposed to be a table and not desks. But we're about to jump into the tour, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all very soon. Riipley out.